this challenge, I'll make a simple program that creates clones to make an interesting visual effect of a colorful crawling worm, but the clones won't move. I'm not going to use the cat. I'll delete the cat. I'll get a new sprite, things, scroll down. I'll use the flower shape. First I'll make an interesting effect with one sprite, then I'll make clones in different locations to make the image appear as if it's moving. I always want to start in the middle. I'll use go_to. I want to go to 0, 0. Events, when a green flag is clicked. First I want my sprite to shrink and disappear, then I'll worry about clones. The sprite will start at 100% size and shrink until it's less than 10%. I'll go to looks. I'll get set size, start at 100%. I want to shrink it until it's less than 10%. Control, repeat until, operators, less than 10. I'll get the size variable, looks, scroll down, size. I want to keep changing the size, change size, change it by a -10, that'll shrink it some. This will go too quickly. I'll go to control, put a wait for a second, will be good enough for now. Give it a try, I'll stop and run. Sprite is shrinking, getting smaller, smaller, still highlighted. The program is finished. I'll stop the program. Might be a little more interesting to have the color effect change. I'll go back to looks. I'll get change color effect. Give this a try, make sure it's stopped. Start. Color's changing as it's shrinking. Good. Couple more and then that'll be finished. And stopped. I'll make sure it's stopped. What if I had another flower-shaped sprite on the right of this sprite doing the same thing but starting 1 second later? It would be like the sprite on the left did a second earlier. It would be one size larger and one color earlier in its color progression through the rainbow. I'm not going to copy this flower sprite. I'll make a clone now instead. First I'll change this to work with one clone. I'll go to Control, create a clone. Where should I create? When a green flag is clicked, I want to create the clone. Then when I start as a clone, it'll run the repeat. I'll give this a try. Make sure it's stopped. Run. Nothing seems to be happening. Green flag is still lit. And stopped. The program finished. Didn't see anything. Try again. Move the sprite out of the way. Here's the clone that's shrinking. This is the original flower-shaped sprite. I'll hide the creating sprite. I'll go to looks, get hide, put that up at the very beginning. It'll immediately be hiding when the green flag is clicked. Will this work now? Be careful. I'll give it a try. Start. Now I don't see anything at all. Green flag is still lit. The program's running. Nothing is visible. Why is that? That's because clones inherit attributes of the creating sprite, including getting the same XY position on the stage and the same visibility attributes, like hidden in this case. The clone's being created by a hidden sprite, it'll need to show itself to be seen. I'll give this a try. Make sure it's stopped. Run. Now I see the sprite. Shrinking and changing colors. Good. It's finished, but it's still visible. I wanted it to disappear when it was finished. Easy enough to do. I'll go to Control, delete this clone. Now, after the sprite is finished shrinking and shrinking till its size is less than 10, it'll remove itself from the stage. Rerun it. Shrinking, still going, just about there. Now when it gets to the smallest value, it should disappear. The program is stopped. Great. Now I can create more clones. I'll move this down, make some room. I'll use a forever loop. forever creating clones. I'm going to want the clones to be in different positions on the screen. I'll tell it to move. Go to motion. I'll move 10 steps. Change it to 20 to make a little more room. I don't want to create the clones too quickly. I'll add a weight. Give this a try. Run. Now the new clones are made to the right. Each clone here is changing size as it's going on. I'll stop it and go to my diagram. When I stopped the program, it looked like this. Clone number 1 is the smallest clone and furthest from the original color. Each clone, 2, 3, 4, up through 10, is to the right. Remember, the clones don't move. Each clone is created in a different location, and each clone shrinks and changes colors before it disappears. This makes it look like the worm is moving to the right. Now the worm hits the edge. I want to steer the worm around and have it follow the mouse pointer. How can I do that? I want to point towards the mouse pointer. Go to motion. Point towards, before the move, point towards mouse pointer. Move this down a little bit. Give this a try. Stop. Run. Now it's moving towards the mouse, slowly, but moving. Good. I'll stop it. Now that it's working, I can speed it up. If it waits a little bit less, it'll be created sooner. Change them to half a second, both of them. 0.5. Give this a try. Faster. Stop it and try again. What happens if I make the weights a quarter of a second? 0.25. I'll try that. Ready to run. Try it. Following the mouse nicely. Good. A little faster. I'll stop it. If I make it a tenth of a second, change it to 0.1. Try it now. It's certainly faster. Moving very nicely. Good. I'll stop it. How can I make the worm longer? If the clones are displayed for a longer time, then the worm will be longer. If I make the size change by a smaller number, it'll take longer to become less than 10, so the worm will be visible longer. I'll change the size by -5. I'll try this. The worm is longer, about twice as long. Good. I'll stop it. How can I make the color changes smoother? I can decrease the change color effect number. I'll change it from 25 to 10. Try it. Now the color is not changing quite so abruptly. Good. Try one more change. Make the change even smaller. Instead of 10, try 7. Run. Nice smooth color changes there. Very nice. I'll stop it. I'm finished with the challenge. As always, I encourage you to play with the program and get comfortable with clones. Try changing the program. Change the wait times, the size change, and the color effect changes. Try using different costumes. Or try making the worm move differently. But above all, have fun with the program.